Hey people, what's up? Today guys, I'm here to talk about Brock Lesnar and a rumor on WrestleScoop.com that Brock Lesnar may be returning to the UFC. And that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about today. I mean, there was some other news, but I just wanted to focus mainly on the possibility and the rumor of Brock Lesnar returning to the UFC. So on WrestleScoop, and I mean, it's been around for a while that Brock Lesnar might be returning to the UFC, and I mean, Dana White has been talking about if Brock Lesnar, excuse me guys. Dana White said that the UFC doors were always open to Brock Lesnar if he wanted to return, but that it was up to Brock Lesnar to decide if he wanted to return. And for those of you guys who don't know me, who are new to my channel, or who just have watched a couple videos, I am both a fan of the WWE and UFC. I like both companies. I like mixed martial arts, and I like wrestling. And I'll read what this article said. I'll read some of what I have seen so far, and then I'll give my opinion on it. So, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar is reportedly leaning towards signing with UFC when his contract. With UFC when his current WWE deal expires in April, according to F4WOnline.com. So that's what it says on WrestleScoop. And then, let's see, Brock Lesnar's UFC return, allowed by Vince McMahon. Let's see. Brock Lesnar's UFC return has become the topic of conversation in recent weeks, ever since UFC President Dana White announced the former MMA fighter may have interest in returning to the octagon. Is it possible that Vince could actually allow such a move based upon Lesnar's contract? And a related report by the Inquisitor, Brock Lesnar's schedule has been updated to include another Monday Night Raw, showing related to Royal Rumble 2015. Dana White also shot down rumors that Brock Lesnar may go to MMA competitor Bellator. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. I won't put that part in here, but holy crap, this is quite an article here. As everyone knows by now, Vince McMahon is all about the business, which gives the WWE leader plenty of excuse to keep Brock Lesnar sidelined. It's believed that Lesnar's contract is for $5 million a year based upon a very limited number of showings at major pay-per-view events, since the company is trying to transition to the WWE Network streaming platform. This fact leaves them in quite a financial pickle, since their negotiating power is now largely based upon a fixed income that fluctuates only with the change in subscriber numbers. Dana White does not have that problem, since the UFC would pay a flat rate in addition to any extra pay-per-view income, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Currently, the rumor mill has Roman Reigns still taking on Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 31, and it's presumed that John Cena will continue at Royal Rumble in January. Oh, God, no. But if the Rumblings from UFC continue to grow in strength, it's very possible Seth Rollins may be able to cash in on that WWE title. I'm actually going to talk about Seth Rollins here, but first, I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions about Brock Lesnar returning to the UFC. So, things that I'm going to cover here. So, I'm actually okay with Brock Lesnar returning to the UFC if he wanted to, because to me, he's done all he can for the WWE. I mean, I've enjoyed his work in the WWE, but him as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion right now, at first it was cool and all that, but he hasn't done shit with it since. I mean, ever since he beat The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania 30, which I didn't think should have ever happened, but I mean, that's a whole nother story. And then I was completely fine with Brock Lesnar defeating John Cena for the title, because who wants to see John Cena as the champion? I would rather see Brock Lesnar as the champion, and I was fine with that. And I mean, to me, it would have also been kind of disrespectful if the man that beat The Undertaker's streak didn't become the World Heavyweight Champion. So I was completely fine with Brock Lesnar being champion. And I thought his first match with John Cena was okay. I didn't watch Night of Champions because I just didn't care for it, and people were saying that match was horrible. I mean, I'll admit that their SummerSlam match wasn't really that great, but it was just cool to see Brock Lesnar destroy John Cena the way he did. But again, though, to me, Brock Lesnar, if he wants to return to the UFC and finish out his career, retire in the UFC, I'm completely fine with it. Because to me, he's done his time with the WWE. He was there, like in the, I don't know, he was in WWE before, I can't remember when he debuted, but I think it was in early 2000 or something like that, and then he left in 2004 or 5, I can't remember, and then he became the UFC heavyweight champion. And now, yes, Brock Lesnar is getting a little old to fight in the UFC. I mean, he's like 37 years old, and his last fight against Alistair Overeem in 2012, when after he got off of like some kind of major surgery and he got hurt in that fight. So, I mean, yes, there is health hazards, but Brock Lesnar has overcome that surgery by now. I just wonder on how he'll take the bumps, though, because in UFC, I mean, like, well, never mind. But he is 37 years old. He is getting up there. He's not 40 yet. But to me, if he wanted to return to the UFC, now would actually probably be the right time, because there's not a lot of major heavyweight fighters right now. Alistair Overeem, I don't know what's going on with him. He's just not winning as much anymore. Junior Dos Santos, I mean, he's still in the heavyweight division. He's still a threat. Cain Velasquez, shut that off. Cain Velasquez is, what the hell is that noise? Oh, here. Okay, that's the stupid thing. Sorry about that, guys. There's like some noise on my laptop here. But Cain Velasquez is still the heavyweight champion. He's a major threat. But besides Junior Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez, the heavyweight division, I mean, if Brock Lesnar is making a good time to come back now, because Cain Velasquez is injured, and there's just not as much threat in the heavyweight division. So if Brock Lesnar wanted to come back, you know, get into like a fight, or get one fight, and then just see how that goes, and then go on to fight Cain Velasquez maybe again for the heavyweight championship, I don't know, but to me, Brock Lesnar has done his time with the WWE. I mean, if he wanted to retire in the UFC, I wouldn't care. I would be completely fine with that. I wouldn't be pissed off at him because, like I said, it was cool that he won the heavyweight championship from John Cena, but ever since then, he just hasn't done much with it. And he just, I don't know, he just is not on Raw or anything like that, and that's kind of, and it's frustrating, but I blame the WWE and how they paid him, because they either should have paid him more and demanded more dates for him to work, or I don't know, just something else. But like I said, I'm completely fine with him going back to the UFC, and if he wants to wreak havoc on the heavyweight division while Cain Velasquez is injured, he can go right ahead. I mean, I think it would be kind of cool if he went back to the UFC. But now, what I wanted to talk about, also on here, in this Inquisitor thing here, let's see. Out of anyone, Seth Rollins has the biggest reason to be frustrated by Brock Lesnar retaining the WWE World Heavyweight Championship belt. Rollins may hold the Money in the Bank contract, but he's given very few opportunities to use it. After all, when Lesnar German suplexed John Cena into the ground for the title, many assumed the Beast would show up at least every 30 days in order to defend his title. Instead, Lesnar has wrestled one time since winning the championship, which has Rollins fairly frustrated, according to the Miami Herald. I think it's bullcrap. I don't appreciate it one bit. I'm sitting here with the contract biding my time. I want to be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion now. I don't want to wait around to when he decides it's cool to show up. I want him to be around so I can keep an eye on him and make sure that WWE World Heavyweight Championship is within eyeshot. That's my goal on the horizon for me. When he isn't here or not around, it can be pretty frustrating. So, from the sound of it, it sounds like Seth Rollins is very frustrated that Brock Lesnar is a part-time champion and that he isn't around that much, which, I mean, is fair. I mean, that's a fair thing to be pissed off about. I mean, I'll make this comparison again. I know people get tired of it. People were pissed off at The Rock for being a part-timer. Brock Lesnar is even worse as a part-timer. He shows up less than The Rock does. So, I find it funny that people were all pissed off at The Rock for being a part-timer and being the champion, when Brock Lesnar has defended it once or twice. I mean, The Rock showed up more as the champion than Brock Lesnar has. And I know people get tired of that comparison, but I'm just saying. But again, I've enjoyed Brock Lesnar's work. I've enjoyed him being with Paul Heyman as I've enjoyed Paul Heyman being his manager, and basically, I mean, I've been fine with Brock Lesnar in the WWE. I think he's been in a few good matches since returning in 2012. Like, his matches with John Cena have been okay. Against Triple H have been good. His match against CM Punk was probably his best. Etc., etc. Would I mind to see Brock Lesnar fight some more in the WWE? Yes, I would actually like to see him face The Rock at WrestleMania 30. I think that would be, or 31, sorry. I would either like to see Brock Lesnar face The Rock at WrestleMania 31, or maybe even Daniel Bryan, even though I think he would, even though I think it would be kind of an unfair advantage for Brock Lesnar. But again, if he wants to return to the UFC like this rumor is saying, he can go right ahead. That's fine with me. Or if he wants to stay, that's cool too. But yeah, that's my video, guys. I hope you liked my video. Like my video, comment on my video. Let me know what you think of Brock Lesnar possibly returning to the UFC. Do you care if he goes back to the UFC, or do you want him to stay in the WWE and hold on to the title and not defend it for months? And subscribe to my channel, guys. It helps out my channel. I'm getting closer and closer to 100 subscribers, so please help me out with that, guys. I would really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.